Hi, I'm Zach. Welcome back to my channel. This is my second video in a series where I'm explaining the meaning of the cards that I use in my readings. So I have an original deck I made with characters from my game Monster Garden. You don't have to have played the game to understand the readings. I always explain them during the readings, but I wanted to do a series of videos to really explain them in a bit more detail, and maybe that'll help you get more out of the readings when you watch them. So these are the monsters from the first level of my game, which in the game that's called the first Seedling. Since the game is about growing your garden, it's called the Monster Garden. And the garden starts really small with no monster friends, and you, over the course of the game, make it bigger and invite some monsters to join you. So in each level of the game, there's a few monsters that you can meet, and you meet different monsters depending on how you play and how you behave in the game. So in the first level, it's kind of a dark underground cave, and this level represents kind of facing your fears or exploring your dark side. And so the different ways you do that leads to a different monster joining your party, potentially. So in this first level, there's a clear path through the level. So if you want to, you can just follow this path, ignore the monsters off to the side, ignore the distractions, ignore everything, just walk straight through. And if you do that, the game introduces FRYER. He's this very pragmatic, direct monster. Doesn't have time for any blibber blabber, just wants to find the shortest path to the goal. But it turns out, if you become friends with him and get to know him, that he really has greater goals of just wanting to observe beautiful things and enjoy things and kind of do stuff that's more impractical and can't be measured, but towards that goal, he's interested in just getting done all the practical things that can be done now in order to create time for this other more, emotional or artistic side of things. So it's very practical and pragmatic, but towards a kind of greater goal. And the focus is just doing the practical to-dos that you can do now and that are achievable, instead of putting them off or instead of just being overwhelmed with it. Just like get to it and get it done. And in the reverse position, it can be about, obstacles in your path, things preventing you from making progress, or just things that can't be overcome with this practical, simple to-do mindset. Like not everything can just be simplified to a checkbox on a to-do list. So when this appears in a reading, it can be about, now's the time just to do what you can do. There's some things beyond your control, but you can just make a list of the things that you can do and take this kind of mindset. Don't get too worried about discussing things on and on with other people or like thinking too much. It could also represent, another person in your life that's like this or whatever. Each card could have a lot of meanings, but that basic vibe. And so then in this first level, if you take the opposite approach of FRYER and you explore every nook and cranny, you go off this beaten path, talk to every monster, try to solve every mystery, then you can meet Feb. Her card says analyze and assess. So she's kind of like a pushy detective character in that she wants to get to the bottom of things. Even if someone said, no, don't go over there, she's going to go over there to see what's there. It's about observing and analyzing, not necessarily taking action, but building a firm foundation in order to take action. And also, making advice and theories and sharing this with other people. It is about communicating, kind of observing and analyzing and communicating your results. But part of her story is also that she's trying to form a theory of the Monster Garden, how it works, but she also identifies things that are kind of beyond the scope of this analytical approach and things that are beyond the scope of her research. So it's like analyzing the things you can understand and getting that there's other things that you can't understand through this research approach. In the reverse position, it can be about getting stuck in your head, locked into this over-analyzing, stuck in your rational mind, trying to figure everything out logically when in reality not everything is just a matter of logic. And it can also be, again, highlighting those things that are kind of beyond the scope of this type of approach. Not everything can be like understood through a formal academic essay type of understanding. Then, if you're somewhere between these two monsters, if you talk to a monster here and a monster there, follow the path here, don't follow it there, kind of just do as you please, then you get Baby, the follow the fun, little spinning, funny hippo baby. He's interested in just enjoying the moment, enjoying the connections with other monsters as they come. Flirtatious banter here, funny little joke there. It's very lighthearted. It's also very social and focused on the connections with other monsters. and not thinking about the long term, just enjoying what you can enjoy now, as much jokes as possible, never taking things seriously. So Baby kind of takes the wind out of the sails of this ominous, sinister level just by joking and lightening the atmosphere. So a lot of people like Baby. He has a lot of funny lines and jokes, and I really enjoyed writing his dialogue. And in the reverse position, Baby can be about getting stuck with distractions and your mind jumping around, not being able to focus, not being able to think long term, those kind of things, because that's also a side of Baby. But it's basically a very positive and fun card about just like have some fun, lighten up, and enjoy the moment. And the key idea, as it says on his card, is follow the fun. So just see where the fun leads you, not where the super serious mindset leads you or where the rational mind leads you. Just follow where the fun leads you. What would be fun to do next? So if you're having a situation you're stuck in, if you get this card, the answer is like, which solution actually sounds fun and interesting and exciting to you, not which is the serious, adult, boring, logical answer or anything like that. And then we've got D cart. The D is short for dragon. He's a dragon cart on wheels, and he's very excited and zooming around all the time, always talking about zoom zoom. His card says earnest enthusiasm. So this card is about just very earnest, simple, and pure enthusiasm and support for friends. It's very like friend focused. This card's about just zooming forwards on kind of riding a wave of enthusiasm, not worrying too much about the details, just being very pure and positive and enjoying that. Just being, yes, let's do it. Like if your friend suggests doing something, just being totally like, yes, let's go for it right now. And just being ready for adventure and not worrying about the details too much. Just like pure and simple, earnest enthusiasm. So this is a kind of extra character in that you have to talk to this specific character in the level to unlock D-Cart. If you get FRYER, you definitely won't get him because you have to ignore everything to get FRYER. Whereas if you get Baby, you might or you might not. And if you get Feb, you'll definitely get D-Cart. So it's kind of something that comes from exploring the level thoroughly, unlocking this like surge of enthusiastic energy. In the reverse position, it can be about maybe needing to take things a little slower and think things through and not just rush forwards. But in the upright position, it's a nice card about just ride the wave of enthusiasm that you're on and just see where it leads you. You don't need to worry about it or try to stop it now. It's like when you're just on a big rush of energy and support from people that's carrying you forwards. So it's a really nice card. They're all really nice cards. None of them are good or bad. That's kind of the point of the level. None of them is like the best monster. All of them can defeat the boss at the end of the level and continue with you on your journey and help you for the rest of the game. It's just a matter of getting to know the monsters you like and befriending them. And if you really get to befriend them a lot, then you have a special ending with them at the end of the game. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to continue to do more videos explaining the cards of each level of the game, and eventually explain the whole deck. There's 40 cards total. So again, there's links in the description box to the game and to my Patreon. I'm also on Instagram and sometimes Twitch, so I hope you'll check those out if you want to. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it helped you understand the characters and the cards in the game a little better, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye.